As you know, when it comes to welders, there are many different types of welders out there, but there's one that's got the icing on the cake, and that's the Firstis DP200 dual pulse MIG welder coming from YESWELDER. Now, what I like about this machine, this is a multi-process machine, and you can run this with a single pulse or a dual pulse. But as you can see, it's got a 7-inch display screen on it. It's very user-friendly to walk through on what you're actually looking for. Stick, lift, TIG, the flux, MIG, mag. You can weld aluminum, stainless with the spool gun. But when you go into the different settings, one of the things I do like about it, you can change the mode on it from dark to light, and that actually lightens up the display. So you can actually read this very comfortably from multiple different angles here. So when it comes to setting this machine up, this is very user friendly here. And if you go into the MIG and the mag setting, another thing that I like about it is that once you set the the thickness of the material, it automatically adjusts many parameters to that thickness. So once you see that you've moved up to say a 1/4 inch, that bumps up to 461 and 21. But then you go back and you change that thickness to say 20 gauge, and now it changes it to 14.9 to 94 on the inches per minute on the wire speed. So this right here takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. So no matter if you're a beginner or you're someone that's very advanced, this right here is a very comfortable machine. And now this is a 200 amp machine here, and again, you got multiple different settings that you can run with it. But then in addition to that, on the display screen, that you can see that you can very comfortably change between the steel, stainless, aluminum, move into the different thicknesses of that, as well as the different gas settings on that. So if you're 100% or 75-25, you can very easily change your wire thickness. So when it comes down to it, this machine is very, very user friendly. And if you want to find more details on the DP200 MIG, this right here is a pretty nice setup. So if you can check the link down below, you can add it to your cart, think about it. But hey, this right here is going to be able to serve many different purposes down the road. But as far as the things that comes with it, you've got your MIG gun, and this is a very comfortable MIG gun. It's very nice quality with it. You've got and another thing is, it's got a longer lead on it too, and that goes for the wand as well as for the 220 wire that's coming off of it. So much longer than many of the others that are out there, and not just a short. So to have the extra length on that as well as on the ground, that makes it pretty comfortable to be able to set your machine up. But then in addition to that, you've got the stinger for the electrode. They'll send you the gas hose. You've got a solid wire as well as a flux wire they'll send with it. You got the graphene liner, so if you're running softer material like aluminum, that's in there. But now you'll get the consumable pack that comes with it as a starter pack. But then you can also go back and you can purchase the additional, as far as the consumables on that. Now, the things that are coming with it are included here, as well as the 110-220 adapter. But things that you can pick up sold separately is the 5-pin foot pedal for your TIG machine. And you can also pick up the spool gun if you want to run the spool setup, as well as the Tig Torch. But the Tig Torch, spool gun, and the foot pedal are all sold separately. But when it comes to the gas on this right here, out of the box, all you need is a 110 or 220 setup, and you've got the desired to go ahead and start welding with your flux cord. Now, if you want to step up to the MIG on the solid wire, you'll need to pick up gas, and usually 75-25 or a combination of the mixture there. Now, places that you can get that, you can get as far as a smaller bottle here, and that's the size 2, like a 40 or 80 cubic. And this right here can be picked up like at a Tractor Supply, sometimes Home Depot or Lowe's. But if you want the larger bottles, you might have to lease that bottle, but then the refill and the gas is the cost, as well as the Tractor Supply. You purchase the gas bottle up front, and then you have the refill cost with it. But when it comes down to it, I'm familiar with many of the functions on this, but we're getting ready to step up into the TIG. So what we need to do is go get some gas that'll fit for the TIG, which is the 100% argon, and then we'll be rocking and rolling. And another thing that I want to get started with is this dual pulse and single pulse. You can see that you can turn that on and off. So it's just a nicer, cleaner, hotter weld with that. Now you can also move into the advanced setting. As you can see that you can change your pre-flow time, your post-flow time, and you have some variables with that. As likewise, once you change, say your, as far as the thickness, once you're at that point of the, the preset, you can also go back and you can adjust that on the wire feed per second as well as the voltage. So pretty solid setup. And another thing that I like about it is that they basically include the user's manual on how to set it up right there on the display screen. So you can change between the diagram, the controls, the setup, the parameters, and it actually walk you through on how to set the machine up. But this right here, again, no matter if you're just starting out or you're full on, this right here is a sweet machine. So we're gonna get some time on it when it comes to the flux as well as the MIG and the TIG, and we're just gonna dive into it, guys. But in the meantime, if you wanna find more details on it, check the link down below, and I'll add this with the other accessories that'll come with, you know, as far as additional on that. But this is one sweet setup, guys.